complete chapter 17 with lesson 2, volume of prisms and cylinder. How do you find the volume of prism and cylinder? This alpha, chapter 17 again, lesson 2. Now we're going to, what are prisms? Prisms, solid objects with identical ends, has flat sides, no curves, has a cross section, like this example. Square prism, mean the cross is a square. Now pentagonal prism, the cross section as a base. So the cross section is look like the base. If we have base with a square here, all this is rectangle, yes, but this base is square, this base is square, this base is triangle, this base is pentagon. So according to the base, we make parallel cross will be the same for the base. Now we're going to something else. Types of prisms. We have triangular prism, we have rectangular prism, we have pentagonal prism, and hexagonal prism. So this triangular prism, so according to the base we name the prism. The prism here, the bases, the two bases are triangles, the two bases are rectangles, here rectangle and here rectangle, the two bases here pentagon, the two bases here are hexagon. So according to the base we know the name of prism. So we have many prisms, but I give you just few examples of this. Now we're going to a prism, and definition is polyhedron with two parallel and congruent bases and lateral faces that are parallelograms, rectangles. Prisms are named by the base. You remember I told you from while, if we have prism, according to the base we name the prism. The bases are the two congruent parallel sides. How to find the volume of prism? We have to follow the formula. The formula V mean volume, B mean base area, and H meaning the height of this prism or the distance between the two bases. So V is the volume, B is the area of one of the bases, and H is the height or the distance between the bases. I change something here. B, I make it as BA, mean area of base. Area of base. Remember like this, I make it like this. I change a little bit. I make it with another way for your book to make it clear for you. So BA mean area of base, and height is the distance between the two bases. So this base, maybe we have many shapes. I told you this before. So if I have base with trapezoid sometimes, so this the way to find the area of trapezoid. But I have two forms, this form or this form. I give you the two forms. I think the second one is good. I take the two parallel base. If you watch the last video, you find how to find the area of trapezoid. B1 plus B2 over 2 times height. Sometimes I make it as A plus B, the same, okay? Maybe we have base like form of triangle. So the area of triangle, half times base times height. I give this for you in the last video again. And maybe we have base with circle. So the area of circle, this the last video or the last lesson, how to find the area of circle by r square. So I deal with r. I'll make it bar 2. So the base it changed according to the shape. Okay, sometimes we have base with trapezoid, circle, anything. You have to know we mean the area of base, so we have to find the area of base. Now we're going to cylinder. Cylinder, three-dimensional shape similar to prism, is close to the prism with circular base. So the bases are circle. Because of this, I give you the area of circle. The cylinder is a solid shape with two parallel. This circle and the other circle are parallel bases and congruent circle at the same time, and curved lateral surface. So your lateral, your side here is curved here. Okay, this yours. Now, how I find the volume? So the area of circle times height. So I make it like this. So B here meaning area of your base. So by r square. So finally we can write this form with the new form. This form was the cylinder. The cylinder B times H. B mean by r square times H. So this mean you find the volume. Base area times height. Mean by r square times height. Now we're going to page 660 in your book, example number 1. Find the volume of this prism. How you know this prism? Your lateral here are parallelogram or sometimes rectangle, but in this case it's rectangles. This rectangle, rectangle. If you imagine the other side would be rectangle, the base also rectangle. But your two bases here, this base and the opposite base will be trapezoid. So I have to find the area of trapezoid because it's my base. If I return again to my rule, if you remember this rule, so I have here to dealing with this form because my base is trapezoid. So I change this B with this rule. Remember this rule, okay? So now we're going again to the page of my example. Now, first I have to find the area of trapezoidal base here, trapezoidal base. Find now the area for this. How to find the area? Again, B1, this B1, this B2, and this is your height. Okay, so 4 plus 8 and divided by 2 meaning half, then I multiply by the height. So I make it half, this half, my height 5, my B1 4, my B2 is 8. Make this operation, so you will have your area. So your area is 30. So the area of this trapezoid is 30. Now I have to go into the other part. How to find my volume? Volume B times H. I bring now B, this BA or the area of base, 30. So I have to put my formula V, meaning volume, equal B times H. B here is 30. So 30 times the height, the distance between this base and the other base, this 9. Did you see this 9 is your height for your for your prism. Okay, so I multiply by 9. Now I have 270, but the volume cubic inch was cubic, always because I'm dealing with 3 dimension. Okay, now we're going to another thing. If I'm dealing with this shape, this also present, this all lateral are for you for the side parallelogram, but we're dealing with rectangle. Remember this rectangle, rectangle, all of them are rectangles, and your bases are pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm dealing with pentagon. So I have to find the area of pentagon. I give it to you already, don't worry. The area of pentagon is 18 meters square. Okay, so I have to remember my rules. The solution here, I have to write volume equals B times H. The B for your base here, the base area is 18. So my height here is 8. So I just multiply 18 area of pentagon multiply by 4. So my result is 72 meter cube. Now we're going to example 3, volume of cylinder, and put your answer as pi. Don't change it at 3.14. Okay, let it with pi. This my cylinder, this my R, you remember, this my radius, and this my H, capital H, the height of prism. How I find this? The solution, I have to remember my form. My form, V equal B times H. But my base area now means circle, so by r square. So I change B with by r square. So if I told you the volume of cylinder, you told me volume equal by r square times height. So I replace this, all of this, my radius by 5, my H is 4.5, and by, let us say. Now we're going to my formula and it changed by R was 5, H was 4.5, and multiply 5 power 2, 25. I found many mistakes with most of your students. If you make 5 power 2, make it 25. Someone forget the power, someone make it wrong. Remember, 5 power 2 mean radius power 2 mean 5 times 5, 25. So I multiply 25 by 4.5. Then I put by. So I deal with these two numbers just. So I have 112.5 by. This is my point. Okay, feet cube. Now example number 4. Find the volume of cylinder. But now I have to change by with 3.14. and round the answer to the nearest tenth. Solution here, I dealing here with not radius, diameter. It's another mistake I found in your homework. 14 is my diameter. I have to bring the radius. Again, this is important. I deal here with this diameter. I need radius. So half of 14 is 7. So my radius here is 7. So I deal with the same formula. V equal by r squared times height because it's cylinder. So I change r with 7, not 14. There's a mistake. I make it with 7. So by 3.14 and r 7 and h is 20. This is my height. So I multiply all of this by 3.14. So this is my result. After multiplying to the nearest tenth, this is my answer. So 0.2. Okay, this is my volume. Now, dealing with main example, page 662. Now my base is triangle. So I start with the base. I found always the area of the base. The area of the base. Sometimes I give it to you. Sometimes you have to print it. The area of triangle, you remember? Huh? Yes. Half times base times height. So I have to find the area of triangle first. Half times base times height. It means 60. This is the area of base. But what the area of the volume of this prism? Volume prism B times H. This is your B. This base area 60 times H. This is your height. This is your H capital. So I have to multiply 60 times 16. Area of base mean B. Area 960. So 60. This is my area of triangle, and this is the volume is 960. You know now how to print the volume. I found the area of base, then I multiply by height. So again, I have the area of my base is 36, and my height is 8. So just multiply together. So the volume B times H means 36 times 8, 288 inch square cube. Inch cube. Now we're going to another example, cylinders. Sometimes again I give you radius, sometimes I give you diameter, but I always dealing with radius. So radius, so it's easy. I have to find the area of circle. So the area of circle by r squared times h mean I find the volume now. So this part meaning the area of base. So this is my formula, remember it. So I make it as term of pi. Mean I put it the pi is the same. So I dealing with multiplying these two together. R is 3.4. So I make it 3.4 bar 2 multiply by pi multiply by h. This is my h. So I multiply this together. 3.4 bar 2 multiply by 4.8. This is my result. And then I put pi now. So 55.488. To the nearest tenth, no, I make it as pi. So this is my answer. Here, this is the diameter. So I make it with radius. So my radius half means 3. So the same way, the same. So my radius is 3. Then I found the volume with the same formula. Then I replace by, it's by, because he told you here, I have to change to 3.14, I change to 3.14. And my radius 3/2, and my height is 22. Now I multiply, and it changed by now by 3.14, and make it to the nearest step. So this is my answer. Now we're going to find the volume of prism. Now this prism, my base is clear as triangle. This is my base, this is my height. Someone make this base on height, doesn't matter with me. But you have to dealing with the area of triangle first. So my volume, area of base, or base area, times height. Base area mean base area of triangle. So half times base times height. So I change this base with area of triangle. Half times base times height. Times another height. This is the height of prism, and this is the height of the triangle. So I have two heights. Height of triangle, this is base, and this is height for the triangle. And this height for the prism, 3.5. Okay? So I change everything now. So B is 4 base, H height 3, and the height of prism 3.5. So this one, I think now is clear and easy. But remember, we're dealing with bases, so you have to know the area of some bases. Now I'm dealing with this cuboid or triangular prism. So if I have my same formula, pretty this base area times height, base area times height. So base area mean area of rectangle, mean length times width. So this my area of rectangle. So length times width times height, my height. So I multiply length times width times height. So this is my answer. Here I give you this shape is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 octagon. I give you the area of octagon ready for you. So this 24, this is your area and this is your height. So easy, use this rule. So I just replace the area of octagon. 24, I give it to you. Height is 5, so I have 120. Now we're going to another example. Find the volume of each cylinder in the term of pi. My radius 11 without draw, sometimes without draw. So I give you the radius and height. I have to remember my rule. Volume equal BA times height, mean base area times height. So base area is a cylinder. I dealing with cylinder. So this is my form in my head now. So I have to find the area of circle. So by r squared times height. So I have to remember my special. This my special with cylinder. This is general with volume. So circle area by r squared times height. So this is my radius. This is my 4 here is my height. So I change here. This is 11. This is 4. And finally I put the pi. So I multiply these numbers together. Then put pi. Okay, this is my answer. The same here, but here diameter. I have to find my radius. My radius is half. 2 is 1. So I dealing with circle again. My base. So by r squared times height. So here by 1 because half 2 and 0.8 my height. So this is my result. I give you diameter again. So half of 5.2. So I divided by 2. So this will be 2.6. This is my radius. So the radius here half of 5.2 mean 2.6 over 2 and my height is 3 here. So I multiply these numbers, all these numbers together and all of them by cubic centimeter. I'm sorry, this inch cube. Well, you can fix it, okay? Now we're going to this one. Now we're going to another example with also cylinder by change by with 3.14. The same idea. My volume is by r squared times height. By r squared times height. Remember, this is the volume of cylinder. So I change now. This is the general form. This is the general formula for volume, but I have to make it special because my base is circle. So by r squared times height, I change by with 3.14, 5. This is my radius because this is my radius here, and power 2. Remember it. Remember the power 2 again. Times height is 18. This is my result as 8 cube. Now how to find this? This radius also, and this my height. The distance between this circle and the other circle, if you can imagine it here, okay? So this is my height. So the same way, I have circles, this by r cube about 2 times height. I change my radius 24.5. I multiply power 2, multiply by height, multiply everything here, give me this result. But I have to fix it to the nearest tenth. This is 0, this is my tenth. 0 Bohr number, so it will be still as 2. This is my result. Because 0 Bohr. Radius 3 over 4. I can write it as 0.75. My height is 1. So I'm ready. I change by r squared times height by 3.14. I can write it as 3 over 4 but power 2, but put it between brackets. Remember, put it between brackets if you're dealing with calculator. Everything if you have power 2, put it between brackets to be in the safe side. So multiply by height is 1. So this is my result. This 6 is reached, give 1 to 7, become 1.8. Okay. Now we're dealing with big example. We're dealing with 3 cylinders with one shape. So I bring each one along, then I make it plus together to find the total volume. So first I have to remember the volume is base area times height. My base here in each one here circle. So the first one, I have to change my BA here by circle. So by r squared times height, and My here diameter, this diameter I need radius, so half of 15, 7.5. So I changed this 7.5, 3.14 because he told me this, and height is 10. This height here 10, okay? So I multiply all of this, give me this number, okay? Cubic centimeter. Now I bring this volume for this cylinder. So I'm going to the same rule. Okay, so by r squared times height, I change r with here half from here to here, from here to here, mean from here to here. This my distance here is opposite here. Remember the way. This my place, this my place. So this distance means the diameter of this. 30. Half 30, 15. So 3.14, 15 bar 2 times 10, we have this answer. Then the last cylinder, this alone, this the diameter 45. So I bring the half of 45, 22.5 power 2 times 3.14 times 10. I have this number. Then I add all this result to find the total volume. So this is my result. So I have the last example, and concentrate because I have a small trick here. You have to discover it. I deal here with how many cuboid here, rectangular prism. How many? Can anyone count and know how many one here we're dealing with? Anyone know? Anyone? Now you found one here, 2, 3, 4, and one here. Remember, this is a trick. This is here, cuboid here, but in the middle. So one, this, if you see this one, make one, this 2, this 3, and this is 4, and one here. If you complete this side, you will have one inside. So we have 5 cuboids, and all of them the same, because he gave you this 2 inch, this 2 inch, this 2 inch, all of them 2 inch. So they are the same volume. If I found one, I have to multiply by 5. So the trick, I multiply by 5. If you multiply by 4, this is the trick, you make it wrong. So you have to multiply by 5. 1 inside and 4 outside. All of them 5 cuboids. So we're dealing now with base square. So base area, meaning square this time is height. So I deal with the square this time. So side times side, 2 times 2. Times height is 8. So this 32. Finally we have 32. But to find the total volume, I multiply by 5. I have again 1, 2, 3 down, 4, 1 inside. Here another one. If you complete this shape in your book, you found this. Okay? So your final answer, the volume of all the shape will be 160. I think it's clear for everyone. Thank you for watching and listening for the examples. Try to watching the video and try to understand every details I give it to you to understand how to find the volume for any prism or cylinder. The homework will be in your workbook, page 155, and also page 150.